Hey everybody, Demo here with our Mythic Fractillus guide tips and our kill. And yeah, short and sweet, should be a 10-second video. Just follow the weak aura. All jokes aside, I'll give a couple tips that we had here. I think we killed it in 40 pulls. For 33 of them, I think we had weak aura issues. So the number one tip that I'll give you is that make sure if you're using liquid, we have the liquid Weakora updater you can see here in the top right here, the little horse. That lets me check everyone's versions. Before we started our raid, I checked everybody's versions, and we still had somebody that we confirmed was they had the wrong raid leader list than I had, and so that was very strange. I messaged the guy that makes the liquid Weakoras, and he just said basically do a fresh install and whatnot. Before we even pulled this boss, we had everybody log out completely of the game, completely close it and reopen it. There's been issues with that apparently. So yeah, just make sure that your Weakoras are all the same version. That is going to be like the biggest thing. The second thing is that I have a Weakora that I'll put in the comments. And basically what this weak aura does is it tells you after every single wall set if somebody made a mistake. Now that's not great because like you're not really going to be looking at that in the say chat and like figuring that out. But after the poll, you can look at it and figure out, okay, who made a mistake. It's kind of like if you remember Six Bunk Junker, it kind of told how many mistakes were made and things like that. So I will post that in the description. The other thing that you want to do, so those are just a couple things here. What you want to do here is that there's only, even when the breaks happen on this boss, it's only the mythic dot that hurts. And you're going to have 4 mythic dots. And so you want to make sure that you always plan out that you're going to be using a defensive. The whole raid is going to be using a defensive at these marks as well. So um, I put in personal notes that everybody will get shared this. This is when they use big defensives, and we don't use really defensives on anything else. So that's it. This set 442, we actually killed it probably 3 seconds before 42 came out. We didn't get the immunities on orange. We were planning on doing that. But that didn't come to fruition because we killed it so quick, which was surprising because we were actually behind the week before a lot of DPS. The last thing is that I've planned out where everybody will go. I think this is really good for your group. And how did I pick these people? Is that I'm actually going to, I'll put a little screenshot here on the chat. This is in the Raid Lead Exchange Discord, but this determines when people are going to normally get their stuff. So the ones with the higher numbers are sorted more left. So if you are a mage, you're pretty much always going to be picked to break star or orange pretty much every single time. Now we have 3 mages, so you could get picked purple, but that's where these guys on this side, for the spread, they will always be in a good spot. Okay, and then Shadow Priest, like on the opposite end, Shadow Priest is a 1, so placing my Shadow Priest all the way to the right is good for that, and then just placing people along their order, making sure my furthest are to the left and things like that. That way your spreads are always good, and you don't have those overlaps. Tanks can always soak together, so that kind of saves some room in melee too, and then you can go from there. So yeah, focus on the Mythic Dot, coming in with a spread position. I only did it for some people, but you know what? It like the rank that we are at, the 800 to 1500 rank, like just pre-plan everybody, because then if somebody makes a mistake, like I saw a rogue was all the way out here almost every pull, and like I just messaged him just now and I just said like, hey man, like we can get higher uptime and better damage if you were towards the boss, right? We can make that change. He's supposed to be here. There was a spot every pull open for him. Just that consistency is going to be better. So I'm just going to play the kill, and I'm just going to talk about a couple things else. Um, the a next big thing that people will underlook at this ranking that we're killing the boss is the tank walls. That will kill a couple people on your pulls. And then, as you can see, the raid leader list that I have right here, I was calling these people out on the second set. So this tank wall is no problem. We didn't call this one because it's a blue. It's no big deal. Goes right over there. The other ones are sometimes in the middle, and that can be a problem. So here, syrup, cryo, up and go, gash, habit. I call this out so that my healers know to like make sure to target these people. They have a dot right now, and they're about to get possibly a break, and especially on the mythic dots, it really hurts. You can pre-spread early, so everybody can pre-spread to their spots. Whether you're a break or not, you can move to your spots. As you can see, we should be in our spots. 8 people get a break, and now they relocate to their spots, and we're good. So that's, ideal. Um, as you can see on my screen, I'm the tank. It says next on green. So I'm calling next on green. That should mean the moon person right there. They got to be careful. They wait. As you can see, they wait right there on the right of me because there's a tank wall. We've had plenty of deaths. Actually, I think one pull right before this, I was chewing someone's ass because we've called it a lot of times. We've called it, and it just sometimes doesn't stick. So, yeah, I mean, tanks being vocal there is good. This is when you're going to see your first mythic dot. So again, You've got all your breaks here. People got to go to the right spots, follow the weak aura. There's not much else that needs to be said, but this is big defensive on the break right there, and then Mythic dot plus spreads. So as you can see, our HPs start to tick a little bit here, but we're still ticking from that Mythic dot. Doesn't get too scary. We're 4 healing, so it's really those later phases. Our safe spot is green. We've had some scary. Our moon was there, was a little slow, but you know it's just the weak aura. Like if people we met the damage check by 30 seconds, and every single week that goes on and on, you're gonna meet it by more and more. So it's just follow the weak aura. Just having your raiders just be like, don't worry about your damage. Just whatever it tells you, put that map right in the center of your screen. I think I get picked once, and you'll see the map. I told from day one, pull one. I said move the map, put it in the center of your screen so you can see it. That's all that matters on this fight. Your damage really doesn't matter. It's just, oh, whoops, we broke in the wrong spot, or we did this in the wrong spot. So as you can see, it still says safe on green and next on moon. So I'm calling next on moon, just so that moon knows to not plant there. They need to get off of moon, just in case. And there's my map. As you can see, the map was in a good spot. You can rewind that if you need to. But yeah, that map helps so much for the the pack here. Again, I'm calling these 4 people. Make sure that we heal them. And I don't think it's a mythic dot here. I think the mythic dot comes after this one. As you can see, there's my big wall. It just shows exactly, or my big map. Boom. I know exactly where to go. So make sure it's enabled. Make sure it's in a good spot. Easy. And then, yep, we got there. We lose a healer, and we keep going. No big deal. You really shouldn't, I mean, you shouldn't lose anybody too early, but easily B-res somebody, and you should get a B-res back towards the end of the fight. There's another tank wall that we call that's on moon. That's a problem. And then up and go Miko, Dixie, Mayan. Call their names out. Make sure that they know, hey, healers, spot heal these people. I think this is when we get a mythic dot. Yeah, we get a mythic one. So this is, again, the 322 mark. We get a big defensive usage here. This could change to maybe immunity part. I don't know. It just depends when people start killing this boss sooner and sooner due to the buffs and whatnot. So Syrup, I think it looks like he immunes there, and that keeps him alive, which is good because he had 2 stacks. So anything to keep you alive. Tank wall is on green, or purple here. So I'm calling that out, making sure people get off. Our orange person stays there, as you can see to the left of me, and then he moves over. So that was really good, really solid. Safe spots changing. I think we go back to purple here shortly, I think. But as you can see, boss is already at 18%. Map is up again. We have our breaks, and we just make sure we break correctly here. We get 1 single dot, and then we make sure we don't overlap. Everybody's pretty healthy. We're good. I mean, I got everything assigned, like mage barriers, rallying cries, health stones, health pots at different spots. Like, just got to spread it out and make sure that as soon as you get through those dots, like, you'll be fine. Like, that's it. Those are the only scary parts, as you can see by the frames. We build again here. I think, you know, as the weeks go on, you're probably killing the boss right in this range somewhere. Safe was on purple, but I got hit by green because I didn't change. This was one of the few times that we actually got to this part. And then we just kill it here. So it's pretty solid. Immunities are all on orange, and they would have all immuned right there, and they would have been fine. So, yeah, I think besides the loot being trash, it was a pretty good boss, pretty good fight overall. I think that really it should take people between 20 and 40 pulls. And the biggest problem is that it's so hard to dissect weak aura issues. That's why I'll link that weak aura that tells you who's wrong, and you can maybe just have them do a fresh reinstall. That's probably going to be your biggest progression. We had some guy that was saying break green when we never should have broke green, and we are getting 2 mythic stacks. That is your biggest pain point. Like, all right, we're getting 2 of the bleed dots. Don't want that. So, yeah, install that weak aura. Make sure you got the liquid or Northern Sky, whatever you got in its equivalent. And yeah, best of luck in this boss. We're on to Soul Hunters, and we'll catch you in the next one. Enjoy.